We just got back from TLA 2019, and I have a guest vlogger today.
Yes.
This is one of my absolute bestest friends and one of my library besties. This is Allie Cornejo.
Hi, everyone.
Tell them about you.
Oh, so I am a librarian in Harlingen, Texas, and I actually started out when Stephanie started out as a librarian, and we've been on this wild, crazy adventure ever since. Right?
It's been a good time.
It's been a great time.
Every
TLA we've done together, every Texas tea, it's been a lot of fun.
And
things have changed. Oh, God, I know, right?
And every year, Allie has won a book pilot Texas tea, except this year.
Because
Darn
we
were late.
But an author gave me a bag with
true.
a book in it.
Yeah.
So I kind of won.
Yeah. So we're going to do a quick recap of the awesome things that we learned at TLA and some awesome authors that we got to see and our friends who won some awesome awards.
Whoop, whoop.
Yay. So we started on Monday at Tech Camp, which was put on by Tassel and Christina Taylor and her co-librarian, Sarah Pavone. And it was awesome. We had a really good time. They had this really cool tent set up that was like books, and it had a little bed and you could lay down. It was super duper cute. It was called Tech Glamp this year. We were glamping. So we got some things out of Tech Camp that we're excited to share.
Totally. So you want me to start?
Yeah.
Okay. So one thing that I'm super excited about is creating your own apps through a DIY app creator called glideapps.com. And this one works in conjunction with Google Sheets. So you put a lot of information into different columns into Google Sheets, and this cool little app that's web-based just wraps it all together and makes it into an app. It even creates a QR code for you to post somewhere, and if you scan that QR code, it takes you directly to the app that you created. So that was really cool. And then earlier that morning, we went to digital scavenger hunts with Victor Chapa, and he taught us a little bit more about Goose Chase, which I'm a Goose Chase newbie.
Same.
I've used it very minimally, and I'm really excited to get back to the library to use it with the students.
I tried using it once and I was so confused, but now I feel like I can use it. It's going to be fun.
Mm-hmm.
We also learned about tech-infused book clubs. Y'all, if you're one of my teachers, one of my students, get ready. It's going to be so much fun. I'm really excited about tech-infused book clubs and how we can integrate projects and making sure that the students actually have a voice and a choice in their book club. Then Tuesday was our day.
Yes.
We hosted an awesome session on book talking where we talked about my vlog and how I share book talks here. And Allie has her podcast where she's so eloquent and lovely. And she talks about books. And where can they find your podcast?
It's at ghostsynth.com. But if you go to my Twitter handle, I have it pinned at the top of my feed. And there's a direct link to all of the little book talks that I do that are only 4.5 minutes. So they won't take up too much of your time.
They're not like 20 minutes like mine.
Yeah. Warning, I'm going to carry Maniscalco kick. So it's going to be a lot of that.
That's awesome.
Yeah.
And our session had a lot of great feedback. It was really surprising. We were really excited.
For sure.
And we are going to post it on my website, and then we'll put it on Allie's website too.
Yes, absolutely. I don't know about you, but I was dying before it began. I was super nervous. It was a huge room, and more people just came on.
They just kept coming.
They wouldn't stop. It was really, really, really nerve-wracking. But we got through it.
We did, with Kelly.
Yes.
Punk rock librarian.
Yes, she's the best convener ever.
She was.
And it was a really nerve-wracking thing because it's TLA, right? Yeah. We've presented before,
but never at TLA.
Never at TLA.
It's
so a completely different environment. But I'll tell you what, Texas librarians are all about learning, and they want to learn everything that you have to give them, and they're so supportive. And we got such a great response because we had a phenomenal audience.
Okay.
And book talking, like there's nothing better. I mean, it's just
that's how you share with your students,
right?
Yeah.
So thank you to everyone who attended. It was just really, really amazing. Nerve-wracking. I practically died. But it was great. And I recommend that anybody out there, if you're passionate about anything, present it to TLA.
Yes. It's so much fun.
It's amazing.
And
you get that proposal.
You get the speaker badge.
It's worth it.
It's so worth it just for the badge.
Yes. And we got socks.
Yeah, we did. We got some awesome
We got
personalized
TLA
TLA socks.
So submit that proposal, and it's brave before perfect, right?
Yes.
Shout out to Nancy.
Shout out to Nancy Jo. After that, I had my first Mackin presentation at the Mackin booth. Those presentations were super fun because they were only 10 minutes. I had 10 minutes to talk about what I use Mackin Via for in my library. If you weren't there, I'll probably blog on it after I sleep. After that, we went to Texas Tea.
Texas Tea.
What is Texas Tea?
Texas Tea is where you sit at these round tables, and there's like 30 of them in the room. I don't know how many exactly, but you have 1 to 2 authors who come and sit with you for, I don't know how long the time period is, but 5 to 10 minutes, and they pitch your book to you. And it's only about 7 librarians to a table. So you really get their undivided attention. And they're trying to sell you on it. And like, so cool. You sat with us, we're sold.
Right. Well, our first Texas Tea, we sat next to Nicole Yoon.
Oh my gosh.
We were just like, you're Nicole Yoon. It was right after she had won the Newbery.
I think so.
I don't know. She won a big award that year, and I don't remember what it was right now.
Basically, rock star status. Everything was being made into a movie, and then we were also sitting next to the author who wrote The Boy Who Harnessed the Wind, and his movie is now on Netflix. So
we've met some cool people.
Magical things happen at
For
Texas
real.
Tea.
Shout out to Candace O'Neill. She puts that thing together, and it's been amazing every time.
Yes, we love it.
And then at the same time was the amazing Letters to Literature program and the Tassel Business meeting, where our wonderful friend Karina, who is Q the Librarian, won the Texas Association of School Librarians Media Virtual Presence Award.
Way to go, Karina!
Oh, Karina! We're so proud of you. And then the honorary awards went to Kelly Wadico, who is Punk Rock Librarian, and the Biblio Dames, who have an awesome podcast. If you haven't heard them, they are on whatever you listen to podcasts on.
Yeah, you can get it on the podcast app on Apple, your iPhone. That's where I get it, and I am a listener.
Yeah, and they just did a new podcast. They did one on Monday night at TLA After Hours, and then they put up a new one last night. They're on it.
They're on a roll.
So yeah, congratulations, ladies. We're super proud of you. Thank you for representing us. Then Wednesday.
Oh gosh, Wednesday.
Wednesday was a whirlwind. Wednesday was comic book day. It was super duper cool. We were all in cosplay. We dressed up. Some people were just going hard at it. I was Miss Marvel. And I have come to learn that you are not in your cosplay game unless you walk across 35 dressed as Miss Marvel.
You sure did.
I did. I had to get to a session that was across. It was in East Austin, and had to walk in Miss Marvel.
But anything for Dr. Perry.
That's true. Yes. Anything for Dr. Perry. So it was awesome. We started that day I started my day with a panel where I hosted some graphic novel authors and illustrators. Super cool. I got to host Greg Neary, whose book is Grand Theft Horse, Ebony Flowers, the author of Hot Comb, Isabel Quintero, and Zeke Peña. They did Photographic, the life of
Graciela
Iturbide. Thank you. And then David Bowles, who also has a graphic novel coming up soon. It's super cool. It's like a Frankenstein kind of story, but it has Mexican influence. It's awesome. It is a steampunk story about a woman who gets torn apart by lechuzas. I'm probably wrong in saying lechuza. It's a witch of some sort. And then her husband or boyfriend, lover of some sort, is a curandero, and he puts her back together. That's where the Frankenstein comes in. It's going to be beautiful.
It's amazing. Where do they come up with these ideas?
I don't know. So I hosted that panel. It was awesome. And then I had what's her name? Colleen A.F. Venable was also on that panel for her book, Kiss Number 8. It was really good. Then I had another session with Nikki Robertson, Becky Calzada, and Brooke King on using social media and establishing your social media presence, and how it's so important as librarians to share your story and advocate for yourself through social media like we do.
Yes.
Yeah. If you're not
our rambling right now.
Yeah. If you're not on social media, you should be.
Yes.
And then we had our MAV session where we talked about using graphic novels in your library. It was called the Graphic Novel Utility Belt. It was awesome. Very fun. How often do you get a panel full of superheroes? We were all in our superheroes.
I got a cape.
You did?
I'm officially on the Maverick committee. So they present you with a cape that's stamped with the Maverick icon logo. And it was really touching.
It was really cool.
Yes. And I got to wear that all day. And I felt like a real superhero. Librarians are superheroes.
Yes. And then after that, we had our Maverick panel where we got to meet
Gareth Hines and Terry Liebenson. Yes. Gareth Hines is coming out with the Iliad, which he is a master at retelling the classics. And I have that arc. I cannot wait to read it.
I'm so jealous. And Terry Liebenson is the author of Positively Izzy and Invisible Emmy. Yeah. So that was fun. And then after that was and then I went to Christina Taylor's Comic-Con session on how to run your own Comic-Con in your library. It was super cool, very informative. I may or may not be planning a Comic-Con now.
Ooh.
Stay tuned. And then after that was the cosplay fashion show. It was so much fun. All the librarians were cosplayed out. We walked through the expo hall and then had a legit fashion show. We introduced who we were dressed as, and it was so much fun. And then after that, we had our celebration for 10 years of the Maverick Committee being a thing. It was awesome. Thank you to Image Comics and to John Shableski with Udon and the other sponsors for it. We got some great little goodie bags and some good food and good drinks.
Got the Lumberjanes.
Yes.
And Dogman.
Yes. It was awesome. We got the new Dogman.
It was good.
And then today was our favorite.
Oh, yes. We live for this session. Definitely. Dr. Perry and Dr. Lissane's session, hot off the press.
Queens of the book talk.
Yeah, we presented on book talking, and then we realize we know nothing when we get to their session, because they are the masters and goddesses of book talking.
For real.
And they book talked, I don't know how many books.
Like 100.
Like 100, and they do it so effectively, and they make me want to read every single book. But what I thought was really cool is the way they started. What did they start?
They started with graphic novels.
Graphic novels.
I was very proud.
Yeah, so that was amazing. I'm glad that was a really important part of their presentation, because, you know, their graphic novels have done such a great job at helping our reluctant readers.
Right? And especially our students who are not first language English speakers.
Exactly.
Helps them a lot. And then, you know, graphic novels are just fun for anyone. It's a good way to just pick up a book and then be done with it.
Absolutely.
They don't take too long.
Not at all.
And they're so pretty.
I know.
Some of them are just gorgeous. So that was our TLA.
Yes, it was amazing.
Awesome.
A great experience. Thank you, Texas Library Association.
I'm so glad it's over now.
Yes. But I can't wait for Houston.
Yes. So next year, it will be March 24th through 27th in Houston. And the theme next year is A Vision for Texas. Oh, it's going to be beautiful.
Yes, it is.
They are also pushing and emphasizing more diversity and advocacy. So if you have what happened to my camera. Okay.
There it is.
So I don't know what just happened, but if you have something amazing that you want to share about diversity or advocacy, pitch it. The session proposal is already out there. Go look for it. Pitch a session. There's nothing like presenting at TLA.
Nothing. It's such a rush.
Yeah, it really is. Yeah. So thank you, Allie, for being on my vlog today.
Oh, it's such a pleasure. Being on camera is something completely different for me. I was really nervous, but I got my little bestie here. Yes, exactly.
So yeah, that's it. And hit that subscribe button if you haven't already, and give this video a thumbs up. Thanks for watching, everybody. Bye.